of the water. Just think of it as a big wave coming down. And somebody was drawing a bath, or somebody, they're going to get the water, and it's going to keep on going down. So, on the western side of town, it took a little bit longer to get there. But by the morning, it was completely, tanks were full, and I can just tell you that you're not going to have a Saturday like that again. I can assure you that problem has been resolved. So, again, moving forward, I think this council has put infrastructure first and foremost for this town, and I think they've already done it with the valves and with these projects. But the water crisis is behind us. I can assure you. So, and one other thing, when we have a major break like that, somebody had a picture of a glass of water, that's air. If you put it down, it's going to settle out.
It's actually not true. We had it tested. I'm not going to, I know it's not my turn to talk, but I can tell you that it's not just air.
Okay, fair enough. 99.9% of the time it is. So if you have that issue, I'll be happy to, check out the water, but thank you.
Okay. Yeah, because if it was just air off your guys' website, off the town's Facebook page, as you mentioned, I'm not sure why the town would have said that because of the sediments, and I can quote it once I get it here, but when it said, flushing and pipes removes the air and the stagnant water that may contain lead, copper, and other sediments. These sediments are not safe for drinking as well as cooking. That was directly from the town's Facebook page. I didn't know air was fine and not harmful because reading this, it says it's not safe. And like I said, it wasn't just air in our lines.
I didn't see it, sir. I'll take the word for it. The calls we got that weekend after, or the week after, was all air.
And I want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight, and also just to let you all know as well, like in the past, going on 7 years that I've been on this council, I will speak for all of us here, including Councilman Bailey, who has been the chair of the Water Sewer Committee, who has pushed for getting these lines and things in place, along with council at hand. The last 7 years that I've been a part of this council, we have moved substantially in the right direction. We had to deal with COVID. We had to deal with backlogs of ordering. We had to get material that was not available to us. We had to receive funds in order to spend them. We had to allocate them. We had to adjust. And just like a child, that child, unless there's something substantially wrong with it, it's going to start walking. This town has had decades and decades and decades of time to plan for a future that maybe wasn't going to happen. Back when I've been here for 25 years, and in these 25 years, I've been a part of the school system with South River Elementary, raising money for their playgrounds. I've been a part of the Booster Club, where the children at Spotswood High School. I've been involved in this community since day one. So I've seen the growth. I've also seen the disconnect of taking care of what we've got. I've seen us take down tennis courts when our community members want amenities. I've seen us tearing apart our parks when we should be rebuilding them. I've seen us having plans and goals to make it a better place, but yet it gets put to the wayside. So we try to find a proper balance for that. And in doing so, we're hit with growing pains. And just like the water line project, which our town manager Kyle spoke on, it was a planned event. The subsequent breaks were not planned. And it was a pain from that. But when are we supposed to? When it's 20 below zero? We planned to make this repair when the weather was conducive to do so. We will plan to continue to make these repairs when they are conducive to do so. And now is the time to repair. As far as the address of me being a realtor, I have the right to sell property, okay? And I cannot, nor can this governing body, tell a landowner that they cannot sell their property for what it's properly zoned. And just like you have a lot that's beside you, I can't tell you can't put it up for sale, and you can't tell anybody what can be sold for. No way, shape, or form. At that point, it becomes a lawsuit.
If you want,
I'm not in debate with you.
I'm not going to debate, no, Madam Mayor. But if you're bringing it to my attention, though, I would just wonder if the kids are growing, as you said, and you know they're going to need bigger clothes. Why don't you buy them bigger clothes before? Why don't you buy them bigger clothes before they outgrow the other ones? That's all I was saying.
Moving forward with what I'm saying, as far as the land that was sold over here, like I said,
but that's transparency.
Proper plan development require. We're not letting them put in 2-inch lines so we have a blow up. Our town staff is telling them we need an 8-inch line here. We need these many connector valves. Our fire department tells us how many fire hydrants we need to have. These are not things that I am a part of as far as that's concerned. Our town staff and our development planning commission are the ones that are in charge of that. Now, I will not sit here and be accused of selling every house in this town, because as you can see, I know we're at 2 sale houses, but less than 7% of my sales come from the town of Grottoes. I sell property in Northern Virginia, all up and down this highway, and I have a right to do so. And every council member sitting here, you know what we get paid a day? $4.10 as a council member, $4.93 as a mayor. And we didn't sign on to this job collectively to take your all's concerns lightly. We are here every day, and we spend countless hours studying and trying to figure out the best way to move forward. And let me say, during this transitional period of growth and all of these wonderful folks that are coming here, we have gone through several town managers before my time, which creates overturn, which creates inconsistency. Now we've had a second town manager come into place, who I hope stands by his word that says he has 1,000,000% buy-in, he's here to stay, because he is and has been the greatest thing to come back to Grottoes, with also knowledge from the past. So, that being said, I am glad you all are here. I am sorry for the inconvenience. I also was without water, also shared the same pain as you all did. But again, moving forward, this is all part of our growth, all part of our planning, and all part of our development. And I do have an open door policy. You are welcome to come and talk to me. And I had calls coming in late into the night, just like a lot of our council members, if not all of them, had that very night and throughout the week. And so, I appreciate you. But coming from where I'm coming from, it's not about me. And I am not self-serving. The stop signs, the different things that we have to put up here is to gauge what the traffic problems we've already had. We had a problem with food line coming in. But I wonder why we didn't plan for 5,000 cars to go down a narrow street that wasn't planned. I wonder why we didn't do that. I wonder why we had to put Food Lion in Augusta County. And I wonder why we have a dilapidated storefront with someone in it who has dilapidated properties all over the place, who isn't taking care of anything but ranting and raving on Facebook. I wonder why. How did we get there? And how are we going to get away from it? So I appreciate you. I'm going to move on with our meeting. And thank you very much.
Mayor, I just want to add, my tone to you wasn't what you just gave us, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So moving on to our next part of our agenda is our reports and standing committees from our finance department, Councilman Ray.
Yes, I make the motion to approve the finance report for March 2025.
The motion has been made. Do we have a second? Motion has been properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. And moving on to our water and sewer committee, Councilman Bailey.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out, sharing their concerns. We all had the same issues we live here too, so we feel it as well. We have been putting money into water and sewer infrastructure, ARPA fund, as you all know, which is the American Rescue Plan, way the state and local fiscal recovery funds must be in the program. I think all the, that 100,000, $2.3 million is put in the ground, or it's still in.
health, and property. Councilman Cole is not here. So on his,
Yeah, one of the action is to set public hearings for the 2 conditional use permits. So, I guess, next council meeting,
have a motion to set,
yeah, I'll move the
this is a joint public hearing.
joint public hearing for the conditional use permit.
May a motion to the day of how much exactly is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Well, let's set the date. What's our date for our next?
May 11th.
May 11th, okay, May 11th, 2025.
Oh, 12th, excuse me, 12th.
May 12th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying the joint public hearing for May 12th, 2025. Signify by raising their right hand. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Streets and streetlights, Councilman Justice.
We met with Union Energy, and we have confirmed that we will be doing the upgrade on the streetlights on 256, 340, 6th Street, and Dogwood. We've already appropriated the money for that, it's $10,000. We will be upgrading these to LED lights. This is the first part of a multi-year project to upgrade the lights. It would cost us about $31,000 to upgrade all the lights in the town. We will save $96,000 over the next 10 years by doing this. We're upgrading the areas that we've outlined so that we can get the most traveled roads and can get some idea of what the LED lights will look like and the effect they will have on the town. But that, they have ordered the lights, they're 70-watt LED lights, and they will be transforming those as soon as they get them in. We expect that that will probably be in 4 to 6 weeks before they start this. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir, thank you. Moving on to parks, recreation, and public facilities, Councilman Chittum.
We will be having a parks meeting to be determined. I'm sure add a couple other things to the agenda, but I thank everybody for coming. We need to know what we need to do differently. So thank everybody for speaking. The voice is not overlooked. So I'm done.
Thank you, sir. And moving on to special events, Mighty Taylor.
Yes, so the Easter egg hunt at Grottoes Travelers Park happened on April 12th. That was a successful event with roughly 200 in attendance, so thank you, Austin and his team, for doing a fantastic job with that. And as Mr. Best mentioned, the 5K race is on April 25th at Grand Tavern. And Chief Charlie Fish Day is coming up on May the 3rd. And that is our 30th anniversary of Chief Charlie Fish Day, so that's going to be an extra special event. So hope you all can attend that. The community yard sale will be happening on May the 10th, Bluegrass Festival May 14th through 17th, and the May 24th is the pool reopening, and the 26th will be our Memorial Day celebration. So if anyone is interested in volunteering at any of those events, there is a volunteer sign-up sheet in the back of the room if you can fill out your information. And leave that back there, or you can hand it to me. We would love to have some volunteers for these events. Thanks.
Did you want to say anything about Party in the Park?
Yes. Yeah, so Party in the Park planning is still underway, but it is scheduled for June 14th. So we got our ABC license. We're all ready to go. We have multiple bands coming, as well as multiple different breweries attending that event. So there is information on Facebook, and more information to come soon on Party in the Park.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to personnel, fire, and police protection. Again, I just want to thank our staff and our chief for all the work that they've put in, especially over the last couple of months. I also want to make mention to any of you all that may know about Works, do we have anybody speaking on behalf of?
No, their report's provided as well.
Okay, thank you. And our Parks and Tourism Director, Austin Schaefer.
Same, you have my written report, let me know if you have any questions.